everybody, and welcome back to another video, and we are picking up where we left off with the walkthrough with Alphinaud. In Open Arms, Closed Gate, Alphinaud is ready to take to the road once more, and we end up earning what looks like a belt. Okay. Assuming you have no objections, let's make our way directly to the city outskirts. If we time our arrival just right, you may be lucky enough to see why I have yet to set foot in Eulmore, despite my best efforts to do so. Come, from here we must head west, and then cross a small bridge. I gotta say, I'm not too fond of his current outfits. I saw a completely different outfits during the launch trailer, so I'm wondering when he's gonna be changing his clothes there. Yeah, and already we're just reunited with him, and already we're getting off to work. Just typical. And we got another fate, okay. A little extra experience never hurts. But yeah, it was really good to see Alphinaud again, like, after all this time. I mean, we haven't seen him since... I mean, technically we saw, like, little traces of him, like, throughout the rest of Stormblood, but technically our character has not seen them since 4.3, which was, like, a lifetime ago. Like, I find it hard to believe that all of this supposedly takes place, like, over a course of a few weeks and months. Like, I don't see how that's possible. I do like that they're finally doing, like, a little bit of, like, a time jump here, because here, technically, for the twins at least, it's been at least a year. And then we had Urianger and Yestola. Apparently they both been here for about 3 years now. And Thancred, he was definitely here the longest at 5 years. So it is going to be good to see them all again, see how many changes that they went through. I was expecting the twins to grow just a little bit taller. I mean, would that have been so terrible to want to see that? Okay, so we got a little bit more experience points. Good. And I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. Where am I supposed to be going? Discover new location. Okay, so we have to head back a little bit south. Oh, there's the bridge. Yeah, he mentioned a bridge, didn't he? I know, I could probably ride my mount, but I don't want to. I want to enjoy myself. I'm taking my time here. So a nice little area. Not as nice as Limsa was, so... Hey, buddy. Kalusha seems peaceful, does it not? Almost familiar? I had similar impression of the Crystarium. Even in this distant world, people are much the same. To think that whenever calamity struck the source, though, a reflection such as this one, with all its culture and history, was being erased from existence. No! Get away from me! Over there. Quickly, someone's in trouble. Yeah, he's definitely a different person than he used to be. It's like, the old Alphinaud would never have, at least not immediately, would have gone running off to help someone like that. So I do think the Warrior of Light was a very good influence on him during this time anyway. And looks like we gotta fight another Sin Eater. Oh, thank the fates! Look out! Forgiven cowardness. Yeah. I'm guessing that these are kind of like the little shadow creatures, like the little shadowed heartless, like from Kingdom Hearts. They're kind of like the low man on the totem pole. They're the most common. I have a feeling that this is going to be pretty difficult until I level up. Maybe not difficult, just kind of annoying. Okay, you alright, ma'am? My poor heart. Thank you, young miss. Ah, there you are. In my haste, I lost my bearings. But I see you have the situation well in hand. Fine work. Are you alright, madam? Just a few bruises from where I fell, nothing compared to what was in store for me before this brave soul came to my rescue. I honestly thought I was done for. My feet are not as swift as they once were, and I knew there was no one left to hear me scream. Not that I let that stop me. I should probably leave my old home behind and queue up outside Eulmore with the rest of them. Doubt those fancy lords and ladies would welcome an old crone like me. Still, even a shack near the gate has to be safer than staying here. One would hope. Either way, I suggest you avoid wandering alone. At least you make the Sin Eater's task any easier. Thank you again. You saved my life. Now, I'm sure a strapping lass like you has little to fear, but I wouldn't linger long in this place. There's naught to be had here but cobwebs and memories. Tis as the lady says, many in these parts have abandoned their homes to live in Eulmore's shadow. Should Sin Eaters descend upon this region, there are precious few with the strength to fight them off. Speaking of which, what have you been told of these monsters? Everything that your sister told me. Ah yes, Alize would be quite qualified to speak on the subject. Compared with Am-the-Rang, Kalusia is almost a haven, but as you saw, we cannot let our guard down. Have you arrived but a few moments later, the Sin Eaters would have claimed another victim. Still, we have won a small victory this time at least. Now, shall we press on? We need to return to where the road forks and follow the path that leads west. Strange. He seems to be taking all of this almost personally. But we should be almost there by this point. Oh, yep, we are almost there. Man, those giant lizard things are just... They look cool, but I don't want to go near them at this point. But then we have a lot of very familiar monsters. Wait a minute, that's called a Kalusian iguana? That's not an iguana, it's a chameleon. I don't even know why they put that name in there. Did the designers do that on purpose? That's gonna be bugging me for a while now. I can just feel it. Anyway, let's go on. And here we are. Yeah, not really much to look at.
That gate up ahead is known as the Open Arms, and Eulmore itself lies beyond. This, meanwhile, is the aptly named Gate Town, the dwelling place of the many desperate souls who hope to be chosen to live in the city proper.
thought I recognised you. Brought a new friend, eh? I'll bet you got a trick or two up your sleeve. Maybe even 3. Care to show me?
She's not here to compete. Leave her be.
What? I was only making conversation.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please! Greetings to our hopeful petitioners, one and all! Eulmore extends its warmest regards. Let it be known that a lady of distinction wishes to dine on fish divine. We seek a master culinarian who can guarantee seafood perfection. Dazzle the matron with your delicious dishes, and life in the city will be yours to enjoy, even on days when fish is not on the menu! Who among you will answer the call? Name yourself or another. We may not at all.
Was there anyone?
What about that
Do you recall how I said Eulmore was a center of power and authority? Well, that is not the only reason for its fame. It is also known as the City of Final Pleasures. The noble and the wealthy who survived the flood gathered here to live out the rest of their days in decadent abandon. A poor man could sooner pass through the Iron Needle than Eulmore's gates. The only way the common folk can enter this perverted paradise is if they fulfill the whim of one of the privileged. And so they are picked over like market produce.
What a catch! We'll not be throwing this one back. Having seen your all too obvious charms, we welcome you with open arms. Come, join us in the City of Splendor and live out your life in an ecstasy of endeavor. Oh, just look at those expectant faces. What could you possibly be waiting for? Well, what have we here? An extra share of meal to celebrate our newest resident! For you! Enjoy!
Thank goodness.
Meal is a foodstuff which Eulmore routinely doles out to the people of Gatetown, and apparently a staple for its citizens as well. Many here rely on it to survive in these times of scarcity. Yet the whole arrangement just seems... well, let's just say it leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
What was that look for? I'm not sure I liked how she was looking at us. Now you understand why my attempts to enter the city have thus far come to naught. The dubious privilege of residency must be won via a contest with ever-changing rules. They say this policy has been in place for the past 2 decades, ever since Eulmore's current ruler came into power. Yet from what I've seen, it does more harm than good. Not only does it distract people from our shared struggle against the Sin Eaters, it robs them of their self-sufficiency. I've tried to propose ways they could improve their lots, but my words invariably fall on deaf ears. The attitude is so entrenched now, I worry that... Well, maybe you should take a turn around Gate Town and judge the situation for yourself. Okay. Man. This place is a dump. I mean, I know that's the whole point, but... You think that they would have tried a little bit harder to kind of build together, I don't know. A large part bubbles over the flame. Pale chunks, meal, you realize, float in the otherwise plain broth. That was a very strange fruit, by the way, that they showed. And I find it odd that they're giving away free food, especially since, you know, the world is kind of collapsing in on itself. They gotta be running out of food sooner or later. I'm guessing that's kind of just like the leftovers, just kind of mashed together. Just look at it. Can you imagine a more beautiful city? Oh, yes, I can. Every day I dream of the life that wants for me inside those walls. Oh, will they ever pick me? I mean, it might be safer from the Sin Eaters, but this sure doesn't look like a place I would want to live. Oh, it's that guy again. You have anything nicer to say this time? Still here, are ya? Can't blame you for wanting a slice of Eulmore's pie. If you ask me, you should ditch that sour-faced brat and make a home for yourself here. Gate Town's not much to look at, but at least it's safe, and the mule is the best thing I've ever tasted. Oh, really? I still have a very bad feeling about this whole thing. I mean, I just don't see why the rich would just willingly give out food when, once again, we're kind of at the end of the world here. You seen what Gate Town has to offer? These people can no longer fend for themselves. They become dependent on handouts of meal, and believe Eulmore is the answer to all their woes. Yet no matter how I frame my encouragement, they seem unwilling, nay unable, to conceive of any other way of life. Wonder why that is. Okay, a fickle existence. Alphinaud wears a look of profound disapproval. You disapprove of these people's way of life? Disapprove? It frustrates me, certainly. That's only part of it, though. The whole situation makes me uneasy. Not that it matters. However unjust the system seems to me, if these people claim to be content with their lot, it is hardly my place to criticize their choices. But take that elderly lady you rescued. Does it not seem that those who have chosen to forego Eulmore's largesse are doomed to suffer for their independence? In the end, they are all but forced to seek refuge in Gate Town, and so hamlets and fields across the island are left empty and unattended, hastening the region's descent into ruin. Nay, I am not convinced that Eulmore's generosity truly serves the best interests of Calucia's people. I am not so naive as to think that there is some miraculous solution to all this, yet I cannot help but frown at the sight of hard-working villagers struggling to survive, even as the chosen few rejoice at being plucked from poverty by the hand of a Carperius noble. There has to be a better way. I will not know for sure, however, until I have taken those long-delayed steps through Eulmore's gates. 'Tis fortunate that you arrived when you did, Claire. I have been working on a scheme to insimulate myself into the city, and if all goes to plan, it should soon come to fruition. There is a beast tribe who makes its home at the seas surrounding the island. The Ondo, they are called, though you and I know them as the Sahagin. For the most part, they keep to themselves in their ocean grottos, and rarely have dealings with the land dwellers. But as Tataru took such great pains to impress upon me during our stay in Kugane, business favors the bold, and so I reached out to them. I duly discovered that the Ondo are inordinately fond of land-grown produce, fresh fruits in particular, and when I offered to procure such goods for them, they promised to pay me in pearls. An attractive business venture for any prospective investor, would you not agree? Surely even the most jaded Eulmorian lord would have time for a merchant who can make pearls from plums and pumpkins. That's actually pretty clever. Yes, I've come a long way since my days of buying samurai swords without first negotiating a price. Impressive. My appointment with the Ondo is due to take place in a few hours. I just need to collect the produce and meet with them on the shore. Might you help me make the exchange? Sure, I would like to meet these Ondo. Excellent! I should be glad of your company. First things first then, we must pay a visit to Eulmore, my supplier in right. Come, it's just to the northwest of here. Uh-oh. That can't be good. Yeah, maybe not the best place to kind of talk about getting into Eulmore, especially seeing how many desperate souls are out there. Whoa, what's that? That giant metal wall thing attached to the cliff. That looks pretty cool. Oh, it's one of those birds again. I forgot just how annoying those birds could be. Yeah, this is definitely taking me back, like, almost a trip through time to when I first played through Limsa Lominsa. Again, I do think Limsa is much prettier than this place. But that may just be due to the very bright lighting, I'm guessing. Man, this place is a death trap. Okay, so here's the next village. Oh, it's actually in pretty good shape, compared to the last one anyway. You know, I don't see why they don't just choose to live in, like, these little towns. I mean, they're still technically in Eulmore's shadow, aren't they? If nothing else, these places would be a little bit more comfortable to live in. Hey, Alphinaud. This is Eulmore, the farmer of whom I spoke. Is there something I can do for you, friend? Good day to you, Eulmore. This is my associate, Claire. We are here to collect the produce I purchased. Eh? I loaded your lackey up with the goods not long ago. My lackey? I know of no such person. Mistral lad, short blue hair. No? He said he'd come on your behalf, and since he seemed to know all the details, I just assumed... Confound it, someone must have been eavesdropping on our conversation. If this charlatan were here not long ago, he cannot have gone far. We should split up and search the area. You find a vantage point on the south side of town, and I shall take the west. So I'm guessing it was the guy that we saw earlier. Now that I think of it, he did seem to have a kind of Makote, or I guess I should say a Mistral look about him. But yeah, you think we would have learned our lesson by now. But yeah, I mean, we kind of had it coming. You think we would have learned our lesson by now about speaking in a place that's not so private, that anyone could kind of overhear, whether on purpose or by accident. It happens. Okay. Ooh, it looks like that we'll be looking through, like, the spyglass again. That's gonna be fun. We don't really get to do that often. Okay. Is that it? Looks like it. Yep. You have located your quarry. Yeah, it doesn't look like he spotted us yet. Claire, any signs of him? Right over there. You have a keen eye. Let us move in before he makes good his escape. Alright, so let's catch this guy and then head inside to Eulmore.
There you are. The thief who claims the harvest on my behalf. Hand it over.
Well, forgive me. I have to get into the city. I have no family and all my friends have already been chosen. No one here gives a damn about me. When the meal gets handed out, I'm lucky if I get a smell of it. No matter what I do, they won't call out my name. I'm so tired, I'm so bloody hungry. I thought maybe I could steal your idea, get in that way.
What is your name?
Kai Shear.
Tell me then, Kai Shear. Must it be Eulmore or nothing? What of the Crystarium? They may not offer charity, but you would be fairly compensated for any work you did.
No, it has to be Eulmore. That's where all my friends are. We made a promise that we'd live together in paradise.
I was to make my deal with the Ondo at the Clave. Listen carefully, and I shall tell you my plans for the business, and how best to arouse the Eulmoran's interest.
You'll give me your place? Just like that?
I'm giving you a chance, nothing more. What comes of it is entirely up to you.
I understand. Oh, thank you, thank you!
This was but one path. There will be others. But for young Kai Shear, it was the difference between life and death. I do not regret my decision, yet I will admit that a part of me wonders if it was for the best. We strive to bring swift salvation to this world, that countless lives might be saved, not least your own. Even if it came at the cost of one man, should I have forged on regardless?
That's not who you are.
I suppose not. Were Estinian here, he would most likely scoff at my soft-heartedness.
Same old Alphinaud, ever the slave to sentiment.
but I thank you for your kind words nonetheless. Let us see to it that both these stories have a happy ending. Shall we return to Rite then? Is that... I can't be sure, but I think someone's in trouble. Come on, they may need our help.
Oh, now we have a twist. So who's this guy we're going out to meet? And you know something else I just remembered from the launch trailer? I did recognize that Mistral lad before. And if I'm right on who he is, then he's not going to be having a good time in Eulmore. So maybe it would have been kinder to take back the fruits. But we'll worry about him later. I'm sure we'll find out. So let's see if we can find this guy. Okay, so this looks like the shipyard. Probably not too many uses for ships anymore. No, I bet he's down there. There he is. Weekend Wretch. Nice name. He's breathing, I think. Though he won't last long without help. Well, let's help him then. I had to take care of the worst of his injuries. Mercy. Mercy, I beg you. Breathe easy, sir. No harm will come to you here. Poor man's shivering. Pray keep an eye on him while I get a fire going. I thought for certain I was dead. How am I ever to repay this kindness? We'll settle for the tale behind your current predicament. Why don't you begin by telling us your name? Tristal. I was invited into Eulmore to work as an artist. A wealthy couple took me in to paint pictures for them, but when my style proved contrary to their taste, they just as quickly turned me out onto the street. I was left penniless and patronless, a grave sin in Lord Valfrey's city. Within days, they brought me before the man himself, and he asked me what I meant to do. Dejected as I was, I told him that I wished to leave. Little did I know how soon he would grant me my wish. They flung me over the maelstrom into the goddamn ocean. From up there? How were you not dashed into pieces? Don't ask me. Luck, I suppose, though if you hadn't found me when you did, I wouldn't have counted for much. Monstrous, and the citizens condone such barbaric punishment? Oh, without a second thought. When Lord Valfrey passes judgment, no one so much as blinks, let alone argues. In Eulmore, his word is law. That fire's chased the chill from my bones. Thank you again. The more I hear about Eulmore, the more determined I am to see what waits within its walls. I shall bend all my thoughts towards securing another way into the city. There must be something we can do. But first, we should convey Tristel to the shelter of the village. Fire or no fire, he needs to be out of this chilly coastal air. Away into the city. Ah, I have a feeling he's going to be a big help in the future. You know what? I really want to know what he has to say, so we're gonna go a little bit faster. Sorry, can't do this fate right now. So I wonder if he's going to tell us about a secret entrance into the Eulmore city. Ooh, that would be really cool, especially if like there's an underwater entrance. Oh, Alphinaud is not going to be happy about that. I wonder what Tristel will do now. That's a good question. Pray accept my deepest gratitude. I owe you both my life. And if you'll permit me, I would assist you in your attempt to enter Eulmore, insofar as I am able at any rate. To be frank, the thought of sending my saviors into that awful place makes me sick to the stomach, but since it's plain you set your minds on it, you should take this. It's my favorite paintbrush. The Eulmorian elites are never satisfied until they get exactly what they want, and if I'm not mistaken, the couple I mentioned will be looking for someone to replace me. If you make a show of owning such a well-used brush, you may be able to convince people you have a talent for painting. Are you certain? This is your livelihood. We cannot deprive you of such a treasured possession. I give it gladly after all you've done for me. Besides, I don't think I have the heart to paint anymore. As to what I'll do instead, I honestly haven't decided, but I shan't stay long in this place, not with the city brooding over me. Nay, I'll move on to new lands and a new profession, and I'll keep you in my prayers from now until my dying day. Alright, so I think that's a good place to end it, if you ask me. Should you make it into the city, have care what you say and do. I wouldn't want you to save my life only to lose your own. Aw, thank you. So the next quest is the City of Final Pleasures. Okay, so that is a good place to end it. So next video, we are going to be officially entering Eulmore. So I hope we're ready for whatever's waiting for us. Until then,